running through the play, we had the first punt, and then I think we just misaligned, and so we had to do. So I ran down, and I think I even downed the punt on that first one, and then we had to re-kick, and I think it went to commercial break, so a bunch of the fans, everybody didn't even get to see it, and so then I came down on the second one, and they were double teaming our front guys, like our guards and tackles. And so us shield guys were just kind of standing there. And so I was just taking off like immediately. I'd look to see if anybody was coming, and I'd just take off. And so I just wanted to add a hat as fast as possible because Turk can kick that thing. And so I was just running down, and then a guy picked me up because the first time I went totally unblocked. And then the second time a guy was picking me up. And so I just went to throw him by. And when I just stuck my foot and threw him by, I guess the pressure just was too much, and it just wiggled and popped. And then it actually hurt a lot instantly. Like, it just got real stiff really fast. And so even on the other ones, on the other ACLs that I had, it hurt, but I just don't remember it like being that stiff that quick. And so I pretty much knew what it was. They had to straighten my leg. I couldn't even do it on my own. And I remember before in the other ones, I think I was able to. And so, yeah, I knew right away what it was. I got up. It was crazy. I didn't cry or anything. Like, I asked Chris Watson, I said, I tore it, and he was like, yeah, it looks like it. And I said, well, hey, that's that. And so then walking out, I was just looking at the crowd and everybody. I was like, dang, this is the last time, and like, I'll be fully dressed in the OU uniform. And so I was just taking it all in, and fans were cheering me on the way out and everything too. And so it was cool. But last 72 hours, there's been a lot of like calling. I still haven't like cried or anything. Like, I haven't really been emotional. I've addressed the team. I said, if you guys need somebody to play for, like, play for Big Bro. Like, I mean, let's do what we need to do, because we really did have a good week of practice last week, even though the game didn't end up the way we wanted to. I think it was one of our best weeks of practice. And so, I mean, it was just like, we just got to keep pushing, keep doing what we need to do, making plays when they come to us. And then I said, if you guys need somebody to play for me, and didn't cry then. I think I did a little something with Chris Plank, didn't cry then. And it's just like, yeah, it's crazy. I just feel, honestly, like, I just feel okay with it. Last year I was really, really sad, and like, I tried to fight it. This year, I don't know, I'm just not sad. I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. And so, yeah, I've been really uplifted. I mean, I've been in a goofy mood today. Like, I've had a real positive day. Yesterday I was really good. And yeah, the only thing that's bothered me is just pain of being hurt, like the actual physical pain. Other than that, I've been good. And so, yeah. It all happened so quick. I mean, if you would ask me a week ago, I would have said, well, I'm probably going to go train in Tampa and go do all that. And so, I mean, it's hard because I don't know if I'm allowed to share. Well, I guess I am, it's me, but like, I'm going to have surgery in a week. And so I'll still be here. And so, I don't know what role, because there's no way I'm going to go this year. I'm not going to go have pro day this year. I'm not going to do so. If I am to continue football, it won't be until next year's draft and next year's pro day. And so that's a whole lot of time to, one, live. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Either if I can get a scholarship here somehow and continue to live here, then I'd be fine doing that in the spring, whether I'm in a coaching role or recruiting role or whatever I do. That would be cool. Or if not, and the cards don't work out for football, then I mean, I've gotten a bunch of offers to do a lot of different things automatically and already, just in the connections I've had and things I've done here. So I feel like either way is fine. It's hard for me to say, like, if I'm 40, looking back, like, I didn't even try, even though I went through all the pain and all the surgeries. I feel like it might be better to get cut than to not even try. And so, I don't know, we'll see, but time will have to tell on that more than I can.
And a quick follow-up, are you going to be appearing on Big Noon Kickoff with Bob?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Stoops today, so I'm on there. What it was like was I saw that they were coming last week, and I was like, that's fun, because Coach Bob was coming in. And then when I got hurt, I was like, it would be really cool if I could go on there. And nobody like had the idea or anything. Like, I just had it on my own when I saw that he was there. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to hit him up. And I just did it on Twitter, and he replied back. And then I saw him today, because he always comes to practice. And I asked him, I was like, are we good to go? And he said, oh yeah, you're in there. And he was like, you got the spot and everything. I told you, I tweeted back, you saw it. And that's just how he is. He's like, that's why I felt like it was something I could do, because I mean, he's such a down to earth guy. He's always been that way. Whenever I would talk to him on the phone in recruiting, I'd be like, Coach Bobby Stoops, and he wouldn't get mad at me or anything. My mom would get mad at me for addressing him as Bobby. I'd be like, I swear he doesn't care. Like, he likes it. Like, it's okay. And so, I don't know, my relationship with him has always been good. He's cussed me out. I mean, as every coach is supposed to do. And he's cared for me and really shown me a lot of love, especially in injuries and everything. And so, yeah, I mean, he brought me here, and it's really cool that I get the send off with him as well. So that's just pretty much how it came about. Describing the experience is I experienced everything. I experienced the highs, the lows, kind of even that gray area in the middle where you got to find different niches, different roles. And I mean, coming in, freshman All-American, 5-star guy, and all that took me till game 7 to play, where I thought maybe I would just come in right away. And, everybody when they're younger has that mindset. And then starting almost every game sophomore year but one, I think. And then having that weird junior year where I didn't really play much because Buzzy beat me out, and I had moved positions and had surgery, and then moved back and had a better year in the last half of the season than I had the previous 2 years. And then didn't know if I should just go to the league or if I should just stay, wanted to have a full season senior year, then having all these injuries. I think I've gone through a lot. I don't know. It's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but I've always found just so much joy, like being with my teammates and being around them. Like I think in the last year, because of COVID, I was so separated from the team. That was just really hard. And I think the other years, even though I was hurt so much, I've been hurt freaking all the time. It was always okay because I was always around my teammates, and there was always that love that I mentioned previously. And so I just think, I mean, it's not the way I wanted it to go for sure. I wanted to be 3 and out, the K9 route, started a true freshman, game 1, you play all the way through, you get drafted first round. That's what I wanted for myself. But I mean, God had a different plan. And I feel like all the different guys that I've gotten to affect because I've been here so long and all the different things I've done has really set me up for my future academically. And I just think all the opportunities that have come through that is something that I do not regret at all, and I'm very happy for. And so I'm appreciative of everything that's happened, but it's definitely been a long road. I've been one of the longest guys around because everybody thinks I'm the oldest because I played early, but then I mean, there's guys older than me that are on the team still, and so it's just so funny how everything kind of worked out. But I love the position I'm in, and I love this university in general. So on that, honestly, I just saw him, and I mean, I knew what had happened, but when I came back out in my jersey, I had got a stinger earlier in the game, and so everybody thought that my shoulder was hurting. And so I wore a black sleeve, and I had long shorts on, and so a lot of guys didn't even know that I had hurt my knee. Because I walked off normal, and so they just thought that it was my shoulder. And so I don't think he knew at that moment. I don't know what he knew, but I mean, I always say something to him every time I walk by him, just because that's QB1 right now, and so it's important to make sure that my young guy knows, like, I got his back. And so then I just was giving him a hug, and actually I think he did ask me. I don't know, a lot of stuff happened right there, but I'm pretty sure he asked me if I was good, and I said, I'm out, like I'm done. And he was like, okay, I got you. And then he just gave me a hug real quick. But when he came in, Coach Viney, well, I guess he's just Viney right now in this role, but he came in and told me that, like, that was the guy that he wanted me to look out for, just because I don't know, he was going to pair up older guys with younger guys in the new program, and that was the one I got paired with just randomly. I don't know if it was because of the name or the 5-star thing or whatever, but immediately I went up and talked to him and introduced myself and just kind of told him, like, look, if you need anything, let me know. And so I've talked to him a couple times just outside of, like, the facilities, but I feel like he is a younger guy that I'm pretty close to, that surprised me because he's an offensive guy, he's a quarterback. But I don't know, I love the kid. He's got a great heart, a great soul, and you can see it. Everybody gravitates to him. He's really just one of those quarterbacks that can just change Like he can change a place, and no matter what he's doing. And so I'm proud of him and the way he handled himself prior to starting and after when he has been starting. He hasn't been disrespectful. He hasn't done anything rude. He's just been trying to play football as hard as he can, and he's a freak athlete. So, I mean, I'm so proud of him. But that's pretty much what I can say on Caleb. Love that kid for real.
Yeah, I talked to him that night and a couple other times. Yeah, it's horrible, man. But honestly, it's probably been made easier by his willingness to just accept it and just bounce right along. He's been out at practice with a smile on his face, been around the guys. I mean, same energy hasn't really changed him. I think for him, it's just a recognition that it's kind of time for the next chapter in his life, and he's not sitting there and dwelling on it or poor me. So, great example to a lot of people, because a lot of people wouldn't handle it that well. He's been great, and that's why whatever he chooses to do next, he's going to be pretty darn good at it.
For more information, you can visit TulsaWorld.com.